I'm back talking about Tim again. Now, last time, he made an argument that the universe had to have a cause, and for the purpose of this video, I'm going to assume that that's true, because it very well may be. Anyways, he says this.
Now, the question is, what is that cause like? What could cause a universe like ours? Well, it has to be, so the effect is the universe. The cause has to be capable of producing matter. In fact, there was no matter, and so it has to be immaterial, okay? This cause produced space. In fact, there was no space before the universe, and so it had to be spaceless. There was no time. It created time, and so it must be timeless. Are you starting to see that these are the attributes that we give to God? And it turns out we can get to know God's attributes, at least some of them, from what he has created, okay? And so I think you could argue that the cause that we're talking about is in fact God.
I wish that he argued this in a better way. I've heard it argued a little bit more clearly. But anyways, the beginning of the universe isn't exactly clear. We don't know that matter or energy had a beginning, just that space-time did. So the cause of the Big Bang could have had particles or energy or something of the sort to cause space-time. But at any rate, why would you assume that this cause is intelligent? The argument usually goes, the universe as we know it is carefully crafted, so we had to have a mind to craft it. But that's not necessarily the case. Everything that we see around us, we know of a spontaneous process that explains how they formed. We don't need a designer for stars, planets, solar systems, and galaxies, because we know how these things are formed, and there's evidence and observations to back it up. Same thing with abiogenesis and evolution. So if everything is formed by a spontaneous process, spontaneous meaning happening on its own, not instantaneously, why would we assume that this cause is intelligent?
Now, there's really two options. You can say, because we know the universe had a beginning from nothing, no thing. So you can either say that nothing, that is nothing nothing physical, produced the entire universe, or you can say something produced the universe. Which one am I going to choose?
Well, define nothing and define something. Tim goes on to show various physicists talking about the concept of nothing and saying that the universe could have came out of nothing. And he just dismisses all of them as ridiculous. And he cites one review of one book of one of these physicists and says that all of them are actually talking about quantum vacuum states, which are still physical. They can still have electromagnetic waves, fields, virtual particles, and that sort of thing. But this doesn't really matter much to me anyways. Again, like I said, the beginning of the universe will only be speculative in nature, and I'm not going to act like I understand quantum physics. But he goes on to say this.
They're not talking about the nothing that they should be talking about, which is no thing, okay? Which is no thing. And so the best option is that indeed the universe, the best explanation of the universe, the origin of the universe, the beginning of the universe is God as its source, its beginner, its originator, okay?
And he doesn't give any more justification for that. His argument boils down to the universe had a cause. Therefore, it was God. Doesn't really work that way.